All right, Jesse on fire. Welcome back to the channel. Let's go. This is the one. This is the video that everybody's been waiting for, which is who is the GOAT? Comparing Khabib. Sorry, I'm gonna just tell you guys right now. I know his name is Khabib. I'm gonna call him Khabib because that's what I do. I'm not doing it intentionally. It's just what's gonna come out when I'm free flowing, dude. I can't like think and talk at the same time. And when I don't think and I say his name, comes out with a hard K. But we're going to compare him, GSP, and Jon Jones. And I'm going to explain why I think who I think the GOAT is the GOAT. Pretty straightforward, okay? Now, I challenge you to find somebody with a better opinion because I don't think this is even a remotely close conversation. I think that there is just a definitive answer, and I'll tell you why, all right? But if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. If this is your first time on this channel, this is not my setup, okay? I'm on the road. This is not my setup. This is the last video that you guys will see in this room, though, because I'm going home tomorrow very early, and then I will be back in my studio and, producing better content. All right, so here we go. So here's the thing. I see a lot of conversation about who the GOAT is, GSP, Jon Jones, or Khabib, right? See, I failed right off the bat. And I don't understand it, okay? Here's the thing. Let me lay out what the arguments are for each one, all right? Jon Jones has 15 title defenses and he's undefeated, right? Anybody who looks at his record and is not very familiar with his career, okay, that one that's next to his name is not a loss. He knocked out Matt Hamill with a 12-6 elbow, which is the stupidest rule ever that they made when the UFC first started, because the guys who made the rules had seen people break bricks with 6 to 9 elbows or 12 to 6 elbows. And so they were like, that's illegal. Like, think about it. Do you think that you can generate more power like this than like this? I mean, honestly, or it's ridiculous. It's the stupidest rule ever, okay? So it's a dumb rule. Jon Jones apparently didn't know it. He knocked his opponent unconscious, and that turned into his loss. Okay, so he's never lost. Okay, he's never lost. He has, again, 15 title defenses, and that's the argument for him being the GOAT. Not a bad argument. Okay, then you have GSP, who ran through everyone. Like, no one has cleared out a division like GSP did. Okay, I mean Jon Jones too, but GSP, it was just ridiculous how dominant he was, right? Incredibly dominant. He would take guys down. There was just nothing anybody could do. He was going to be able to take you down. And the crazy thing is, when he first came into the UFC, he was a stand-up, he was a striker. And then he turned his weakness into his biggest strength, which was the ground game, right? So, GSP was incredibly dominant, and there's certainly a very good argument for him to be the GOAT too. If I really wanted to get into every single one of his fights, I would do that, okay? But I'm going to explain to you why none of it matters, okay? Then you have Khabib. You know what? No, first I'm going to invalidate the other two. Then I'll talk about Khabib, okay? So the reason why Jon Jones is not the GOAT is because he pissed hot for steroids multiple times, right? Right out of the gate, pissed hot for steroids. And that's not just it, though, right? That's not just it. So he has 15 title defenses, right? 15 title defenses. Good job. Awesome. How many split decisions does he have? Okay, the Thiago Santos fight could have gone either way. Dominic Reyes fight could have gone either way, right? Alexander Gustafsson won. Could have gone either way. Very close fights. Very close fights. He dropped rounds to DC. He has, he could have, if it weren't for the judges, lots of people thought he lost the Dominic Reyes fight, okay? So there's that. Lots of people thought that he might have even lost to Thiago Santos with one leg. Same deal. Like, he's had very closely, fought decisions that could have gone either way, right? And he pissed off for steroids. For those two reasons, no, okay? GSP, incredible career, champion at multiple weight classes. When he came back and beat Bisping, maybe not the best champion ever at middleweight, and then he didn't defend, but whatever, still incredible, came back, won, blah, blah. Okay, George St. Pierre got knocked out by Matt Serra, okay? He got knocked out. Like, punched in the face, down, punched multiple times, unconscious, okay? Or certainly TKO'd, right? He came back and he destroyed Matt Serra in that next fight. Good. He avenged the loss, but he lost, okay? Then, before that, he fought Matt Hughes. He got armbarred. Came back, avenged that loss. But he lost, okay? He lost twice. Okay? Khabib just retired 29-0, and he lost. So everyone's saying that he's 58-2 in the rounds, like 58-2. And I was like, dude, I thought he only lost a round to Conor. And so I did a little bit more research, and they're like, the other one is the first round to Gaethje. Ludicrous. That was an incredibly, like, very tightly fought round that at the very end ended in a position where Justin Gaethje was 10 seconds from getting armbarred. Okay? Like that position. I mean, ask anyone who knows anything about jiu-jitsu. Okay? I mean, anybody who's an even moderate MMA fan knows. That was a position Justin was not going to get out of. Like that fight was over if the round didn't end. The fight was over. Okay, so how can you possibly give a tight round that, it was already tight, and then at the very end, Khabib, puts him in a position where he literally is going to finish the fight in a millisecond, and then you're going to give it to Gaethje? That makes no sense. It makes no sense. Okay, so I am invalidating that round going to Gaethje. And then the Conor one, which is the only other round he lost, he took that round off. Right? He didn't get hurt in that round. He took that round off. Now, everybody knows I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan. Okay, I'm not like trying to throw rocks at Conor. I'm just being objective about the round. Like, Conor definitely won that round, but he didn't. It was just because he was more active, and he was, it was octagon, or what's it called? Who's more aggressive or whatnot? And octagon control. That round, Khabib took it off. He took that round off. Right? You could tell he was, and then, when you saw the way that the fight went in the fourth round, he was relaxing. He was getting his energy back up, making Conor expend energy, and then in the fourth, he could go down the championship rounds and he could do what he did. So the one round, oh, really? Look at this. People just blowing me up, dude. This phone number, whoever this is, has blown me up like I'm on some auto dial that it's like, I'm not going to pick up, okay? Pick up, they're like, some other, anyway. Infuriating. Anyway, so, bottom line is, he lost one round his entire career. One round. So it's awesome about the title defenses. It's awesome about GSP's career. I'm not saying anything against those guys. But what I'm saying is, we're talking about the greatest of all time. The level of dominance is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He lost one round, and he didn't even get hurt in that round. Okay? No one's even beat him in a 5-minute period out of 29 fights. I mean, seriously. Like, if Conor and if the entire fight between Khabib and Conor was that third round, would anybody be like, wow, Conor really beat the hell out of Khabib? Like, no, it was an undecisive round. So, he never got seriously hurt. He got hit one time hard his entire career by Michael Johnson, and then he ended up talking to him while he just beat his face, and it basically ended the guy's career. He was never the same after that. The level of dominance is why he's the greatest. I mean, it's plain and simple. The level of dominance. No one has ever had him in trouble. No one's ever hurt him. He's never lost a round, dude. A round. Not one round. Like, not one round. How could anyone argue against it? It's like, Jon Jones, 15 title defenses. Okay, well, what's his record? Like, what's his record? Does he have more than 29 wins? Right? I mean, like, without losing. Like, does anyone have any doubt that at any point that Khabib would have, like, had he been given a title shot, that he would not have won it? That's the other thing. It's like, Khabib was asking for a title shot like 7 fights before he got one. Okay, so does anyone think that at any point he was going to lose? Like, if he would have gotten a title shot against Rafael Dos Anjos, that he was going to lose that fight? Do you think he would have lost if he fought Rafael Dos Anjos? Does anybody really believe that? Do you think he would have lost if he fought Eddie Alvarez? We already know what would have happened if he fought Conor. So what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? He could have had all of those title defenses. If he would have been given a title shot earlier, he would have eight title defenses. He still wouldn't have lost a fucking round. So anyway, I don't understand the argument. I genuinely don't. And I really don't mean for this channel to become like some fucking Khabib fangirl page, because obviously I've made very clear I love Conor, man. Like, when Conor starts fighting again, I hope you guys are still around to listen to me sing his praises, sing his praises if he deserves them, right? Sing his praises if he deserves them. Okay, I'm not gonna sit there and I'm not like a person who defends people who behave badly or don't perform in the octagon. But if he performs well in the octagon, I'm going to be very excited, and I'm not going to hide that, okay? But, I mean, when it comes to Khabib, it looks like objectivity to me. Like, it just looks like if you're being objective, this is just what it is. I know it would be more convenient if it was like an American fighter or something, but like, it's just, come on. All right, that's what I got. So subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. See you guys back in my real studio.